What's up, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the JuiceBox presented by Lock City. It's Whitey here today. Happy Friday. Hope everyone's having a good start to the weekend by the time you get around to watching this. Today we have episode 160 of the JuiceBox, which is going to be a quick review of today's IEM Cologne results, as well as best bets for the upcoming semifinal matchups taking place tomorrow, Saturday, August the 2nd. Just a heads up for tomorrow. We won't have an official video recap going into the grand final. I do have a concert tomorrow night, so I'm not going to have enough turnaround time in between when the matches end and then going out to that, and then the next one starting in the morning there. But obviously, we're going to have picks in our Discord. We'll have the cheat sheet, all of that. We just won't have an official lengthy video recap and pick review. So nonetheless, that Discord is going to be discord.gg/lockcity, completely free to access. This is going to get you access to every cheat sheet every day across all active major sports, access to picks from all 9 of our pro cappers, and tons of other sport-specific and stat-specific data points on a daily basis to help you become a better sports bettor. We drop most of our content on our main Twitter account, which is @_LockCity, but you can also join that free Discord group and get access to everything first. Plus, in Discord, you're getting access to every cheat sheet and every projection sheet, whereas on Twitter, we are mixing and matching and dropping just a couple each day, aside from Free Sheet Friday, which of course did take place today, so for those of you that haven't, check it out if you haven't yet. In the Discord, we are doing daily picks from our capper team. We have daily projections for all active major sports. And of course, we have our Lock City cheat sheets that we're running daily for a ton of different sports and prop markets. On the CS2 side of things, this is going to get you access to my premium plays and parlays, every CS2 cheat sheet that we drop, and so much more. You can get better results on your sports betting for free by joining the Discord, subscribing to our JuiceBox podcast on both YouTube and Spotify, and turning on post notifications so you know as soon as we drop our picks and can get your bets in before the lines move too much. You can also follow our JuiceBox account on Twitter, which is @LCJuiceboxPod, and again, our main Twitter account, which is @_LockCity. For those of you that like the community aspect of things in real time, again, I do suggest joining our free Discord at discord.gg/LockCity. Lastly, for all of the odds discussed in today's video, we will be using Thunderpick.io, which is one of the top books in the world for esports betting. You can deposit using crypto, credit card, Apple Pay, or Visa Debit, and Thunderpick has lines for all of your favorite esports, including but not limited to CS2, League, Dota, Valorant, Overwatch, COD, Fortnite, Rocket League, and so much more. If you visit tinyurl.com/lcthunder, you can get a 100% deposit match on your first deposit up to $600. Any amount that you deposit up to $600 will get immediately matched by Thunderpick for you to be able to use for your esports picks. We've been super profitable on CS2, but with a deposit bonus, you can always try your luck on some of your other favorites with that free money to play with. That's tinyurl.com/lcthunder for a 100% deposit bonus at Thunderpick up to $600. All right, let's get into it here, y'all. We'll do a quick review, of course, of what happened today, parlay results, and then we'll get into what we're looking at here for tomorrow. So today we saw MOUZ take down Furia by a score of 2-1. I thought that would be a little bit more of a blowout for MOUZ, but nonetheless, Furia put up a fight. MOUZ looked okay. They really needed to come back in that third map, but nonetheless, they're moving on to take on Vitality for an 8th time this year. On the other side of things, we saw NaVi take down Mongols. Unfortunately, we were on Mongols' money line, so we lost one of our parlays there. NaVi won 2-0. They're moving on to take on Spirit. For parlay results, like I said, we did bust on that Mongols one. Mongols ended up losing to NaVi, but we did hit on our map ones over 20.5 total rounds. We parlayed both of the matches here, map 1 over 20.5 total. That ended up paying $472 off of $200. So we profited 0.72 units or $72 on the day here, which wasn't bad. Sorry, my speakers started playing there, which wasn't bad. So overall for the tournament, we are now up 4.23 units or $423.77. I'm not sure where that ad's playing from, but now it's playing in my headphones. Nonetheless, we'll keep it moving. So coming up for tomorrow, again, we have Spirit and NaVi. That's going to kick us off at 9:45 a.m. Eastern Time. And then we have Vitality and Mongols at 1 p.m. Eastern Time. So same times as today in terms of matches. And then on Sunday, our grand final will be mid-morning, 11 a.m. for our BO5, depending on who gets there. First one that we're going to talk about is going to be Spirit and NaVi. I'll try to keep it relatively short for these and not go into too much length, but I think there's a decent amount that we need to review here. So I am leaning Spirit in terms of a money line. I don't think there's a lot of value here in terms of the money line at 1.32. This battery one's gone down. This pair match one has since gone down. It's just not updated yet on HLTV. But the best line that I could find for it was 1.32 on Thunderpick. It was 1.28 on Bet365. I do think Spirit wins this, but again, little to be desired on the money line. If we're looking at map pool, I think NaVi's best bet here is going to be Mirage. Obviously, Spirit's going to instaban Inferno. Spirit looked really good on Overpass. I don't think you can throw that in there against them to try and shake it up. And then Inferno obviously takes away the best map in your map pool at present. I would not take Train. We'll get to why in a second. I think Mirage is going to be NaVi's best bet. I do think that they could win Mirage, but I think that's going to be what they're going to need to take in their map pool to be able to do it, given the fact that they're not going to be able to pick Inferno. On the Spirit side of things, I think they could really pick whatever they want, and then the decider is going to favor Spirit regardless. If we're looking down to what's happened recently between these two teams on Train, this is why I would not pick Train if I was NaVi. The last time that these two teams met on Train, Spirit won 13-3. Anubis is obviously irrelevant because it's no longer in the map pool. It got swapped out for Overpass, so both of these results, don't worry about them at all. Spirit's been pretty dominant on Dust 2. They've won each of the 4 outings on Dust 2 against NaVi. Two of them have been close. One needed overtime, one needed all 24 rounds. But nonetheless, Spirit's been dominant on Dust 2. I think that's what I would take if I was Spirit, is that, but I think they could probably get it done on anything. Nonetheless, I think the first map's going to be close on NaVi's pick. I do think that they're probably going to end up taking Mirage here. And again, I would take Mirage if I was NaVi. What we're going to take in terms of picks for this one, because of how well NaVi was playing today, and because of how donk-dependent Spirit is, and because it's Zwei's first time on the big IEM Cologne stage specifically, I'm going to be taking NaVi plus 1.5 map spread. I think they win Mirage, but I think they lose 2-1. And then I'm going to be taking Spirit and NaVi map 1 over 20.5 rounds. I think Spirit obviously can win at least 8 on Mirage should they lose to NaVi. And should Spirit end up winning the first one, it's definitely going to end up going over 20.5 rounds. And then we have to pray somehow that NaVi can end up winning the second map. But nonetheless, this is what we're going to go with. NaVi plus 1.5 map spread. I do think they can win their pick, 1.65. And then Spirit and NaVi map 1 over 20.5 total rounds. We'll get into the second one, which of course is going to be Vitality and MOUZ. 1 o'clock p.m. Eastern time, also a BO3. This one's going to be Vitality for me. On the money line, MOUZ looked okay today, but they needed a come-behind win in the third map against Furia. Molodoi looked really, really good for Furia. A lot of Furia looked good, but Molodoi in particular looked really great for Furia. We needed a lot of clutch performances and step-up performances by the MOUZ boys to be able to get past them. If they look like that against Vitality tomorrow, they're not going to win a map. I do think it's going to be relatively close. If we're looking at map pool, I think you can kind of disregard it because Vitality is going to win. It's just a fact of whether they win 2-1 or 2-0. I would lean 2-0, but they're going to be close 2-0s. But it's just a fact of whether it's going to be 2-0 or it's going to be 2-1 there. I'm leaning, again, 2-0. If we're looking at what Vitality's done recently, again, 9-match win streak, haven't really dropped anything. These teams have met a million times this year. Vitality won 2-1. Vitality won 3-0 in the grand final at IEM Dallas. Vitality won 2-1 at Blast Rivals 2025 Season 1. Vitality won 3-2 in the grand final at Blast Open Lisbon. Vitality won 2-0 when they met earlier at Blast Lisbon. Vitality won 3-0 at the grand final at ESL Pro League Season 21. They won 2-0 earlier in ESL Pro League Season 21. So Vitality has just dominated this matchup from beginning to end. I don't think that that's going to change here tomorrow. We're going to be going with Vitality on the money line, and then we're also going to be going with MOUZ and Vitality map 1 over 20.5 total rounds. If we're looking at recently here, All of the map ones, with the exception of one, have all been over 20.5 total rounds. A lot of these have been like 21, 22, 24 total rounds between these two teams. I don't think that's going to change tomorrow. I do think MOUZ will step up. I think it'll be a close map one. Give me map one over 20.5 rounds, as well as Vitality on the money line for this one. So what we're looking at overall and how we combined them is going to be as such on Thunderpick. So I'll go over back into my pending bets. So we did this. We went Vitality and NaVi plus 1.5. So our two money line and match handicaps, more or less. And that's going to pay us 2.13 times our money. So those two on a 2-unit play is going to pay us 4.26 units or $426. The other ones who are going to do it the same way that we combined it today, because we had success in that today, is going to be both map ones over 20.5 total rounds. That's going to pay us 2.44 times our money, so 4.88 units or $488 off of $200. That's what I'm going to be running with tomorrow. Of course, we'll have a couple of live bets in the Discord, so those of you that aren't in it yet, it's going to be here again at the bottom of your screen, discord.gg/LockCity. Definitely recommend hopping in. For those of you that don't follow us on Twitter or X, recommend doing so there as well. Links are in the far left corner. Other than that, looking forward to some great CS tomorrow. Hopefully some really competitive games, and hopefully we get set up for a nice Spirit and Vitality grand final on Sunday. I think that will be absolute cinema. Looking forward to it. Hope everyone has a great weekend and enjoy these games tomorrow if you get the chance to watch it. If not, best of luck on our bets here and your bets as well, depending on what you're playing. Let me know in the comments, as always, what you guys are going to be running for tomorrow, if it varies from what I have at all, or if you're running some stuff outside of IEM Cologne as well. Would definitely love to know. So let me know in the comments. Give me a like on the video. Subscribe if you're listening to it on YouTube or Spotify, depending on where you're at. We'll see y'all in the Discord, and we'll see y'all, I guess, on Monday for an official recap of IEM Cologne, and look forward to our next tournament. Thanks for listening. Take care and peace.